Hi, everyone. I wanted to offer today a body scan exercise. And doing that felt especially important now, just given the situation that we're in and how groundless it feels. The importance of really coming into our body, dropping into our bodies a little bit right now. Also, because stress is so often felt first in our bodies. Um, we have these sort of primal survival mechanisms that alert us to stress, threat, overwhelm, and all of that's happening here. And I think this is a really important opportunity for us to get a sense of the relationship that we tend to have with these bodies of ours. My sense is that the relationship that many of us have tends to be like we kind of ignore the body, we push it to its very limits, and then get really mad and frustrated when it starts to break down or can't do what we want it to. We can abandon the body. We can think of it as something just to kind of put our heads and our brains on top of. And my hope is that we can begin to really listen in and recognize the wisdom that's here, the information that's here, often just wanting to get our attention, wanting to be really heard. And I think certainly many people have had experiences or messages throughout their lives that the body isn't a safe place to connect to, isn't okay to connect to. And again, it seems important to begin to establish a relationship of care with this body that we have. Begin to connect to it as our home. So let's just practice this a little bit together. As always, coming into a comfortable position, whether that's seated, you can lie down, you can stand if that's more comfortable for you. Taking a moment to kind of land here, maybe exhaling on your next breath, all the air out. And nice deep inhalation, slow exhalation. In through the nose and out through the mouth. And one more. Just maybe feeling the body beginning to settle. And then briefly bringing the shoulders just up to your ears, kind of gathering tension a little bit. And gradually letting that drain down out through the arms and hands. And one more. Gathering the tension, arms, shoulders all the way up. And then releasing that, feeling that tension and stress drain out. And maybe one more stretch, you can interlace your hands and put them behind your head. And keeping your core engaged, you can inhale, lifting and opening the arms. And exhale, closing the elbows toward each other and rounding a little bit. And one more. Great. And just maybe shaking out, allowing your feet to rest hip width distance apart. And you can let the eyes close if that's comfortable for you. And if you'd like, you can keep the eyes closed through the whole exercise. Always free to open them again if you feel uncomfortable or disoriented in any way. So with the eyes closed, take a moment to let the attention turn toward the body. And maybe briefly getting a sense of the general feel in your body as it is right now. General energy, degree of tension, just kind of a, hey, how's it doing in there? How are things now? Sort of greeting your body. And then you can allow your attention to sink all the way down to the feet. And as we connect to the feet and then move upward through the rest of the body, you can think about bringing your attention, placing your attention at a place in the body. You can think about encouraging the breath to move toward that part of the body. And you can also encourage yourself to notice any sensations that you can. So right now, as your attention is at the feet, you can begin to notice maybe the sensations of temperature, or warmth, or coolness. Sense of energy like pulsating or throbbing, vibrating. Tension like tightness, blocked. Maybe feeling numb. Or you may notice pain that could be sharp or dull. Just receiving any sensations in the feet. And maybe being aware of these feet that have taken you to so many places, held you up. And then bringing the attention up into the lower legs, calf and shin of each leg, connecting to any sensations there. Upward into the knees. These joints that help us walk and move and run and sit, and often can get worn down and injured. And then bringing the attention to the thighs, right thigh, and left thigh. Maybe sensing the breath moving toward or into the thighs. You might notice here some tension or restlessness. One of our body's core survival mechanisms when we feel threatened or scared or angry is to mobilize us, mobilize energy that courses into the legs and arms so that we can run or fight. And often that energy doesn't have a chance to be released or discharged. You might notice some sense of that. And then allowing your attention to move up into the seat, your sit bones, sense of a stable base here. And then resting the attention at the lower abdomen, maybe bringing a hand or two here. Sensing the gentle rise and fall with the breath. And being gentle here. This is an area of the body that often holds or is connected with a lot of emotions. Loneliness, shut down, belonging, shame. So softening the breath here. This area that is also often a place where there's a tremendous amount of energy and creativity and life. Noticing any sensations here at the lower abdomen. And then moving up to sort of the mid belly, above the belly button. Again, maybe bringing a hand or two here. Sensing the rise and fall as the breath comes in and out. And receiving any sensations that might be present right now. Warmth, vibration, tightness, softness. Maybe briefly being aware of the tremendous amount of work that your body does here and below, all the organs that process our food and filter nutrients. Sometimes this can be an area where some anxiety is held. So being gentle. And then bringing your attention up into the chest, maybe allowing your hands to move there as well, feeling the contact of your hands. Noticing any sensations in the chest area. Maybe the coolness of the breath as it moves in and out of the body, out of the lungs. Maybe you can sense the expansion of the lungs and ribs on inhale and the contraction on exhale. This breath that is always moving through, always here, always changing. Maybe connecting to the heart as well. You might be able to sense the heart beating. Acknowledging how hard the heart works every minute of every day of our lives. Bringing the blood to our whole bodies. Maybe also sensing how open or closed your heart might feel right now. This place in the body that's associated often with love, our capacity for joy, excitement, hope. And also a place where we often feel grief and pain. So softening the breath here. And then moving up into the shoulders, placing the attention there. There's one IFS supervisor who calls these the shoulders. Same spelling. This is an area that so often carries so much weight, so much responsibility and shoulds and burdens. Seeing if you can notice any sensations in the shoulders as they are now. Maybe tightness, heaviness. And inviting the breath into the shoulder area. That sense of settling, softening. And then allowing your attention to flow down the right arm, upper arm, to the elbow, lower arm, wrist, into the hand and fingers. And you can bring the right arm to the lap if it isn't there already. And then allowing the attention to move down the left arm, upper arm, elbow, lower arm, wrist, hand, and fingers. Letting both hands rest. And being aware of any sensations that you can connect to or receive in the arms. And similar to the legs, you might notice there's a sense of energy here, right? Arms and legs get mobilized. A sense of electricity or vibration. And connecting to the hands, sensing the temperature of the hands. All the work that our hands do for us. And then shifting your attention to the lower back. And gradually bringing the focus upward to the middle back, back of the heart, upper back, the muscles across the upper back. Sensing the spine, this part of the body that holds us up, holds our weight. Noticing any sensations that are happening now in the back. Maybe feeling the back of the ribs and the breath there. And then shifting the attention to the throat. Maybe feeling the coolness of the breath moving in and out of the throat area. Softening the throat. It's often a place where we have associations to our voice, speaking our truth. So you might notice how open or blocked this area might feel, and invite any softening, opening that can occur. And then bringing your attention to the back of the neck, and top of the spine. A sense of lifting maybe. This part of the body that holds our head up. Connecting to any sensations in the neck right now. Tingling, warmth. And then bringing the attention to the back of the head, the skull, the crown of the head. And then down the forehead and brow, sensing the eyes closed and resting. Down to the cheeks and nose, Connecting to the lips, sensing the inside of the mouth. And maybe briefly being aware of the tremendous amount of information that comes in here. The eyes that see, the ears hearing, the nose smelling, mouth tasting, the mind thinking, processing. And then we'll bring the attention back from the top of the head all the way back down to the feet. So starting at the crown of the head, down the back of the head, down the front of the face and ears, the throat, the back of the neck, the shoulders, down the right arm and left arm, down the upper back, middle back, lower back, to the chest and lungs, down the front of the body, mid-abdomen, lower abdomen, pelvis, hips, sit bones, down the right leg, thigh, knee, lower leg, down the left leg, thigh, knee, and lower leg, the ankles, the feet. And then briefly bringing attention to the whole front of the body. And then the whole back of the body. To the whole right side. And the whole left side. And then being aware of your whole body. Sitting, breathing, alive. And connecting with caring attention to your whole body as it is right now. Appreciating it. Listening to it. Sensing it. And maybe also being aware of the space around the body as it sits and breathes. The coolness of the air. And as we begin to bring this to a close, you might just make note of anything that you noticed, anything that you might want to come back to. And then gradually inviting some small motions into your or movements into your feet and hands. Maybe allowing the eyes to open gradually. Can stretch just to wake yourself fully back up. Always can shake. And I would encourage you to be gentle as you transition now into whatever you're doing next, whether that's moving into the rest of the day or evening, or maybe going to bed. Just being gentle as you move into that. So thanks so much for joining. Take care.